Hello and welcome to week 21 of Bits and Bobs, where we outline this week's best mods. To start us off this week, we've got the aMidianBorn leather armor retexture mod. The mod retextures the vanilla leather armor and replaces it with a high-res version made by Cable 120, the maker of the iron, steel and steel plate armors that are part of the same project. The mod has changed the both male and female versions of the leather armor, and everything you can see is made completely from scratch, meaning everything has its own unique look and feel to it. All of the new textures use the same resolution as the official high-res DLC pack, meaning chest plates are 2K and the helmets and boots use 1K textures, which is nice because you know everything should load fine and be lag free. One of the great things about this armor set is its ability to integrate into Skyrim with other mods too. If you download a mod that makes any changes that include the leather armor, for example an armor set that uses the helmet of the leather armor as a base, having this mod installed will have an effect on that mod too, giving it a totally new feel that you may feel is an improvement over the original. If you're fans of the previous armor sets in Cable's series of mods like we are, you'll definitely like this new retexture.
And now we have the Immersive Cities mod, which attempts to give Whiterun's exterior more of a fortified appearance. The mod revamps the city's exterior by adding an outer wall which contains some of the outer features, like the farm and the stables. Within the walls you'll also find a passageway up to the main gate, and on the way you'll see plenty of new structures, walls, guard posts, banners and 2 loaded catapults. Everything has been well thought out and it fits in nicely with the main wall and gate, and it all comes without a drop in your frames per second. And as I already mentioned, the mod only alters the exterior of the city for now, so any Whiterun interior mods are fine to use. Certain exterior mods will also work, so check out the mod page for more information if you're interested. Overall, it's a nice start to a promising mod, and hopefully enough interest in the mod is shown so the mod author continues with the interior.
Next up we've got the RealLike ENB, an ENB that aims to make Skyrim look as realistic as possible without having a huge impact on the performance of the game. The ENB was first designed to only be used as a personal setting, like most ENBs start off, but its maker has decided to release it to let everyone else see if they enjoy it, and so far it seems to be very popular. The ENB doesn't have as much of a drastic effect compared to some of the other ENBs that are available on Nexus, but it does change colour and saturation settings, meaning your surroundings will have a more vibrant look to them. You'll also notice that with the new settings, the interiors of buildings and natural caves will look brighter, which can be a huge help at times because a lot of other ENBs can cause already dark areas in vanilla Skyrim to become even darker, sometimes unseeable, but this ENB avoids that. And as I said earlier, this ENB comes with no loss in FPS, which is great for those of you who are running Skyrim at a lower setting but want something a little more lively than the vanilla settings. Overall it's a great natural feeling ENB.
And now we have a mod that might have slipped your radar, the Shields of Skyrim, a mod that adds a unique selection of shields to the game. The author doesn't want them to be too over the top, so as of right now he's using resources already available in the game and then moulding them into new and interesting shield options, like a dragon skull or glow shroom. So far there's 15 new shields, all of them being craftable under different trees and having different stats. And you can either download the standard version of the mod which adds them all via a crafting list, or you could download the leveled list variant which seamlessly integrates all of the new shields into the game, which is a nice option to have. And like I said, this hasn't really received as much attention as it probably deserves, so remember to let the author know if you enjoyed it.
The Unexpected Blades mod isn't for the faint of heart. Deadly weapons from very distant lands have made their way to the icy tundras of Skyrim in this next mod. All of the weapons in this pack have been made entirely from scratch. Every sword and dagger have their own custom scabbard and are standalone and craftable. You'll need certain smithing perks to be able to craft the different blades though. There are 5 blades in total. The Argonian Kindle, which is a very fast and light saber with a deadly edge. It's a perfect weapon for the shadow scales of old. The Khajiit long dagger is exactly what you'd expect. A long blade with a thick spine for parrying and slashing. Next is the Khajiit Yataghan. The weapon features a curved blade that's perfect for slashing and piercing. Fourth is the ancient Akaviri Dar, the ancient blade of the Akaviri Dragon Guard. And last but not least is the Xyliel Cleaver, a blade that's light, deadly and fast for its size. It's the strongest of the 5 blades in this pack. This pack is a great example of an in-depth weapon mod for Skyrim.
And now we have a new player home located in Falkreath. You can find the cabin just to the edge of the town sitting on the side of a cliff, surrounded by trees. The exterior features a small deck looking out at the town and a variety of other items scattered around the sides and the back of the house, like a forge and an outhouse. However, the feature that makes the cabin stand out the most is that it has no load doors, and although we've seen the feature before, the author has done a good job in integrating it with a variety of windows both at the normal level and near the ceiling, so plenty of light can be let in. The cabin itself has 2 floors, with the main floor containing mostly aesthetic items like a fireplace and seating, and downstairs you'll find plenty of storage space, a bedroom, a bathroom and a crafting and enchanting area. The entire home has been carefully placed and designed piece by piece to create a unique home, and if you like this one you should also check out the author's cabin in Riverwood, which is similar in features but also unique in design.
And finally for this episode we've got the Daerdric Crossbow. We'll be leaving you with this mod that's the only mod in this episode that requires the new Dawnguard DLC. Look out for our Dawnguard special mod video coming out later this week. This mod adds a new Daerdric Crossbow to the game. The maker of this mod feels that the new crossbow is too small for most of the later armor sets, so he's made this new weapon that's more impressive and that can be worn with some of the more elaborate armors that are available in Skyrim. You can find the Daerdric Crossbow in the Shrine of Merun's Dagon. There are two types that come with the mod, one that's craftable but weaker, and the other one which can only be found at the shrine, that does more damage but is much slower, so it's preferable for first hits. The Daerdric Crossbow is stronger than the Dwarven Crossbow that's already in the new DLC, so you'll be able to use it in later stages of the game without giving yourself a disadvantage. The design of the new crossbow fits in well in vanilla Skyrim, using textures that are already in use in the Daedric armor. It's a well made weapon that we'll definitely recommend downloading.
And just before we move on to the outro, we thought we'd cover something we've seen quite a few messages about, and that's the file does not exist error when using the Nexus mod manager. To fix it, all you need to do is go to the downloads page and then click download manually. Once it loads, pick a server and then wait a few seconds for the download to start. Once you've downloaded it, head into your Nexus mod manager and then go to the mods tab. Click on the little jigsaw piece and then select add mod from file, and then select the mod you just downloaded manually. And after that you can install the mod like you normally would, so hopefully that helps some of you out. And that's it for today's show. Hopefully we showed you some of the mods you might have missed because of the Dawnguard mods. As always, if you enjoyed any of today's mods, then remember to leave an endorsement or favourite, and also remember to check out our Dawnguard mods video later in the week, and thanks for watching.